Nathan and Beth, okay. And I gather you've got differing views on Brexit, Nathan and Beth. Can you tell me about them?
I mean, I don't think we should rejoin
Okay.
the EU because I think we've had the vote, and I think regardless of the negative effects of it, we've voted for it. We can't just keep having another vote and go back on what was voted for. Each time we disagree with it, we've got to sort of move on and try and make the best out of we've got to respect the democratic side of it.
Okay. All right. And Beth, what do you feel? How would you respond to that?
Well, I think we never should have left in the first place.
Okay.
I think we should rejoin. I think when they've done interviews with people who voted for Brexit and have now actually dealt with the repercussions of it, the repercussions that were predicted.
Mm-hmm.
Loads of people have said that they would change their vote, they'd vote to remain. Loads of people didn't even really understand what they were voting for. And I just think it sends a negative message to people who aren't from here. I think it makes them feel unwelcome, and I don't like that.
Okay. So how would you respond to that, Nathan? Come on.
I agree, right? But you can't just keep voting again and voting again and voting again until you get the outcome that you want. You just can't keep changing your mind and
what
keep
about
re-voting.
all of the promises that they made, the Vote Brexit campaign, Nigel Farage and all his spezies, all the lies that they told that people voted for, like the 350 million extra for the NHS that has still yet to be found. Now the NHS is in crisis, even though they promised them an extra 350 mil.
They did, but then why wasn't it questioned in the campaign?
It was.
Yeah, but as bad as Brexit is, it's just we said we'd vote for it, we voted for it, and we said...
Well, why would we stick with it if it's been proven to just be an absolute detriment to this country?
Well, you could say that about the government. You could.
Yeah, and they were the ones who made the decision.
Like people stuck. They got like as much as we hate Conservatives, they've got a majority of 60 seats. So they're there. We can't go. Well, they're being bad. They have got a mandate to govern until the next general election.
They don't.
That's a different
different
rabbit hole.
Have you been affected by Brexit personally?
Oh, I've got to have been, haven't we, really?
I don't know. I mean, probably.
And cost of living's got to be...
Yeah.
The stage to Ukraine and COVID, I reckon.
Brexit will be involved, yeah. I think...
the economy went to pot, didn't it?
Yeah.
The economy still is.
I think I've seen like one of my best friends is Estonian. And she's... I mean, it's always been bad, but especially since Brexit, she's had a lot of really negative and some of them quite aggressive comments.
Has she?
Yeah, about her being in this country.
Right.
Really stupid stuff. Even teachers, when she was in college,
really
make little snarky remarks like tell her she needs to learn English first, and even though she's obviously fluent in English. And I just think it's created such a divide between us and other people in Europe, and I just think we need to work towards a world where we don't have these arbitrary borders. And I think that the borders have got more solidified.
Okay.
I think the travelling and working rights that we had in European Union countries, that's like one of the major things that's going to affect us.
Yeah, free travel.
So I see you're agreeing now, actually, both of you. Are you agreeing, or are you still in disagreement?
I don't agree with Brexit, and I wouldn't have voted for it.
Yeah.
But I think it's the democratic process. It's like the fact that we had that vote. I just think it's got to be respected, regardless of how we've got to try and make the best of a bad situation. Because unfortunately, 52% of people, as much as you can argue, wasn't a big enough majority. It's still at the time, it was the majority of people voted for it.
Okay. So come on, Beth. You've been given a challenge there. How are you going to respond to that one?
Well, the same as before. So many people that did vote for. I know loads of people that voted for Brexit who I've spoken to since, and have all said that they would vote differently because the promises that the Brexit campaign had made were all provably false.
That's what you get for trusting Boris Johnson.
It is what you get for trusting Boris Johnson and Nigel Farage. But people did, because they sold them this dream of 350 million extra for the NHS and all these good things that they promised, and none of them have actually came true. And in fact, it's all been terrible. Like we have, like you said before, cost of living crisis. The NHS is in crisis. The railways are in crisis. People can't afford to eat. They can't afford to heat their homes, and it's not all just Ukraine and the shambles that is the Tory party at the moment. It is Brexit, and that's what the experts at the time predicted. And I can't remember exactly who it was that said it, but someone that was campaigning for Brexit had actually said the words, "Oh, well, we're sick of listening to the experts."
I think the people in this country have had enough of experts with organisations from acronyms.
The people of this country have had enough of experts.
Why would you be sick of listening? That's literally their job, to tell you what's going to happen if you make this decision, and they were right.
Lovely. Listen, thank you very much indeed, guys. I really appreciate